No, be better. That I don't want kids. I'm gonna be honest. Moving. Your spirit and your light is going to bother a lot of unhealed people. Where do we start? Hey. Hey guys. So I know it's been forever since y'all have seen me on YouTube, and I wanted to come back with the first video being like a little life update, like a little chit chat, let's talk type of thing. We on FaceTime with it, girl talk, life talk, relationship talk, everything talk, mental health. We're gonna talk about it in this video, okay? Yeah, y'all know I have been going for a while, so I really wanted to give you guys an update before like I just came out of nowhere with more vlogs, you know? So yeah, go ahead and grab your popcorn, grab your wine, grab whatever you want, a little mocktail, cocktail, and post up. First and foremost, before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you everyone who has reached out to me on Instagram. Nothing drastic happened, y'all, just like the people that has reached out to me and noticed that I was missing from YouTube. Thank y'all for, you know, just sending a DM and letting me know that I was on y'all mind or that y'all miss my face on YouTube. It really means a lot because I just felt like, I mean, nobody would notice. But thank you so much. For those of you that do follow me like on my other socials, Instagram or TikTok, then y'all know that I have been a little bit more active on there. Mainly TikTok, posting like short form content just because, I don't know, I've just been liking that platform a lot lately. So yeah, if you don't follow me on those platforms, then you should, because in times like these where I like to take a break, I will definitely be more active on the social platforms. Yeah, so before we get into the video for today, you guys know that I'm a huge advocate for therapy, so I wanted to give a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Y'all know that I talk about therapy in a lot of my videos. You guys know how important it is just to have someone else that you could possibly just talk to, and even have someone that is not biased, that is able to talk to you about, you know, how you feel. Because a lot of times we think that we can handle things on our own, but I think it's very important to be able to give some of that weight to someone who will feed you back information that is helpful. So I have been doing BetterHelp for some while now, and for those of you who don't know what BetterHelp is, it is actually a website that caters to you when it comes to you finding a therapist. I'm now, and I absolutely love my therapist. First, you go to their site and you can use my link to get there right in the description box. So all you have to do is answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional. You can do it all from your phone or computer or via phone call, video chat, or even messaging, however you feel the most comfortable. And then just like that, you'll be ready to start talking to a therapist. Okay, y'all, it is literally just that easy. So a huge thank you to BetterHelp once again for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check that link in the description box and go ahead and get started on your journey. So like I was saying, just a huge thank you for those that let me know that my presence was missed on YouTube. So yeah, if y'all have been keeping up with me like over there on Instagram or TikTok, thank you, because that's how I know that we locked in. We're locked in, okay, girlfriend? Where do we start? So it's been about a month or a month and a half since I posted my last vlog, and I actually did not know that that was going to be my last vlog. I just came to a realization that I just wasn't in a right space to continue filming. I just felt very disconnected, and it felt like I was just forcing content through myself, just because I knew, like, okay girl, you gotta post, you have to post, you have to post. And even when I was posting, it wasn't like as frequent as I had wanted to, because I just kept getting like creators blocked for some reason. It just felt like everything was just, it was becoming a lot, like a lot of pressure, not from you guys. I don't want to make it seem like anyone was like being negative to me on my platform. I think I have like a very good positive community on my platform, and I'm super grateful for that. I'm so thankful for that, because I think it speaks a lot of volumes just about who I am as a person as well. I'm not saying that it's not going to come eventually. I know, like, the bigger you get, the more people that follow you. There are people out there who are just miserable, and misery loves company. So I'm not saying that it's never going to happen for me. I'm just grateful that it has not happened, or the few little, you know, it just doesn't get to me. However, I think it's more so of a me thing and how I view my content and what I want to put out there. I think I was just getting very frustrated with not knowing what to put out there, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it had a lot to do with just like comparing. And when I tell you, comparison is like the worst thing that you can do. Because I say it all the time, like, your path is different from anyone else. You just have to focus and have tunnel vision for what you want to do for yourself and just keep it moving. Literally, that is it. You know, everything is easier said than done. So I do think that is one of the reasons why I had to stop. Just take a pause, take a breather, and then just come back when I was ready. It was a little bit longer than I had hoped for. So I'm hoping once I upload this video, you know, I'll get the engagement rolling again. So yeah, I mean, I really just needed a mental like break. I was doing a lot. I don't just do YouTube. I am a hairstylist, so my days are busy with clients. And when I wasn't with clients, I was filming, and then I had to edit on top of my clients and doing hair. So yeah, it was just becoming a lot, and I'm on 3 different platforms also while having an actual job. So it just was becoming a lot, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to like post more, that it was starting to not be enjoyable. And I really do love YouTube, and I just didn't want that feeling from myself when it came to doing this. So I had to take a pause. I do want to highlight mental health is so important. The way that society is and the way that things are, I think everyone loves the idea of, you know, wanting to be in a different space than where they are at the current moment. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to grow and wanting to reach heights that you haven't experienced before, or you have set goals for yourself and you want to get there. I think the issue comes when you start comparing, and then it kind of starts feeling like you're not acknowledging where you are in that moment. You're just constantly looking forward to what's yet to come, that you're not even appreciating or acknowledging where you are right now. So I had to take a little mental break, but your girl is back. We are back. The break really just gave me a lot of time to come to terms with what is next for me, like in the next chapter. Y'all know I'm gonna be turning 25 in June, so I'm excited to see what happens in the next chapter of my life, because 25 is a big year. So I have some things that I want to achieve this year, but it's going to take me having to sacrifice certain things. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about was me moving. So I am going to be moving. This has been the topic of the stress. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. When I wanted to move, right, or when I had the idea or the thought process to move, it was something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to live on my own. I've always wanted to experience the high-rise living. Like, it just meant something to me. Like, I loved it. When I saw other girls living this way or other influencers living this way, it did nothing but motivate me to want to get here too, because this has always been something that I wanted to do. And it was definitely like a big step for me when I first decided that, okay, girl, you're gonna do this, because you guys know, like, I'm in a relationship, and this is a long-term relationship. This isn't like a 1 year, 2 year relationship. I've been in a relationship for, we're gonna be 10 years in November. It's crazy, I know, but we were 15 and 16 when we got together. So I think everyone kind of expected us to move in together, but I just, for me, it just wasn't something that I wanted to do. Neither was it something I was ready to do, and I wasn't going to be forced into doing it or feel guilty to do something that I knew I didn't want to do. Now, not from him. He didn't make me feel any type of way about it. If anything, he supported me. It was just like a lot of questions, but like, why would you want to do this? And why would you do? This is my life, and I'm going to stand firm on what I want to do for myself all the time. And this was one of those things. So that brings me to say, so yes, I am moving, but I'm not going to move into another apartment. I am actually going to move back home. That is the first time I said that, like, out loud. That's the first time I said that out loud. I feel like this was an experience. This was supposed to just be for a small part of my life, because there are so many other things that I want to tap into. And I think the biggest thing for me with this whole process about moving is just, I just don't want to feel like I have failed, because to me it feels like I'm taking a step back. I don't want to feel like I don't know how to put it. Like, I don't want to feel like my accomplishment is temporary. I feel like I have prayed about it. I feel like I've gotten the clarification that I needed to take the step to move back home. I don't know, man. I'm talking in circles. We're gonna pivot, but we're gonna pivot for a bigger goal, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna put too much out there on what I want to do or the reasoning behind it, but it's just, we're gonna pivot. And I have to remind myself, like, no, girl, you didn't fail, because I moved out when I was 24. It's so many people that I know that haven't even moved out of home yet, and I'm able to do that for myself. Like, I could have moved at 21, but I didn't want to. This was all a choice, and I waited until the timing felt right for me, which is what I'm doing right now. Right now, I feel like it's okay to pivot so that you can reach your bigger goal. When I go back home, I'm actually going to be remodeling my space, if that makes sense. I have 2 bedrooms back at home, and I have my bathroom that I actually remodeled as well about 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? I'm not too sure. So yeah, when we go back home, it's still gonna be like moving content. I'm telling you, I'm going to redo my entire room. I'm gonna redo the whole second room and make it into a custom closet, things like that. So it's still gonna be a lot of like furnishing, like decor type of content coming. So stay tuned for that. I told myself, if I'm gonna move back home, then even if it's just for like 6 months, or if it's like for a year or 2 years, I don't know how long it is going to take for me to reach the goal that I am aiming for, but I know that I'm gonna get it done. Because one thing about me, when I say I'm gonna do something, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. So yeah, I mean, I'm very sad that I'm going to go, but God has bigger things in store for me, and we are just going with the flow. We're gonna go with the flow. Now, however, things can change in a matter of a few weeks, and then I may have different news. So, just putting that out there. I had to figure it out for myself what I wanted to do, because I could have good and well. And then also what makes me feel better is the fact that this is a choice. Like, I don't have to move back home. I could stay here for another year if I wanted, or I can go find somewhere else. But I just don't feel like that's what God is telling me to do. So we're going to listen and we're going to move when he tells us to move. And I hope y'all still rock with me, though. I mean, like, we're still going to have content, but this content is just going to be a little bit more different. I just hope that y'all still rocking with me through all of my journey and all of my process. But I just have a really good feeling about this. But it took me a long time to get here. Living in the city be like, I'm gonna miss that sound. Things that seem so unattainable. I think we need to stop doing that, because the things that we feel like are so like, oh my goodness, I can never do this. It always feels like that until you get to a point where you've actually done it. Like, why did I tell myself that this was impossible? Why did I tell myself that this was not possible for myself? And here I am. Look at me. I'm doing it. I think we need to stop, like, speaking that way over our lives and the things that we want to do. Because if someone else can do it, you can do it. Travel the world for a whole year. Why can't you? Why can't you? Everything is in your reach, even kind of when it seems like it's so far out of reach. Everything is working together for your good. I feel like I have learned a lot about myself with this break. Obviously, I have a lot more work to do, like, internally with myself. I'm not perfect. I've realized that I do have, like, this people-pleasing mindset of me. And I think it has a lot to do with, you know, like, my past and things like that. But that is something that I'm trying to break out of, and I'm trying to be very positive and give myself a lot of grace when it comes to breaking that habit and that cycle of just like that constant feeling. I think the biggest thing with that is also understanding that your spirit and your light is going to bother a lot of unhealed people, to the point that they're gonna make it seem like you're the issue or it's about you, when really in all reality it's really about them and what they have to figure out. Like, I am to the point where I'm just getting old. Like, I'm not gonna allow other people, I'm trying to not allow other people to affect me the way that they do. And I think that's the hard part, but it can be done. It's not impossible. It's just gonna take a lot of, like, what's the word? Determination. It's gonna take a lot of strength to get it done, but it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Continue being yourself. You continue doing what you need to do for yourself, and everything will be all right. And speaking about grace, y'all, I have been definitely trying to get closer to God, but in this season of, like, feeling so kind of like misunderstood, or like feeling so alone or confused, or just not knowing where to go, it kind of feels like, I don't want to say it like this, but this is like the real of it. Like, the more you try to connect with God, sometimes you can feel so far away from him, you know? And I think we really need to give ourselves grace when it comes to learning about God and just, like, building a better connection with God, because a lot of people will try to put their journey onto you, right? But I think when it comes to having this conversation, I think everyone just needs to be open and understand that this is a conversation where you have to not be so biased. Like, I think everyone has different stories and different experiences when it comes to learning about God, and we really just need to give each other grace, right? Because what I need to work on does not mean that's what you need to work on. Like, everyone just has different things that they need to work on for themselves. Well, first of all, let's start here. Just because you now know who God is, or just because you are working on your relationship with God does not mean that your life is about to get easier. That does not mean what that, no, that's not going to happen, right? What happens is you are now entering a space where you have to stand firm on your faith. You have to make sure that the moves that you are making are going to do nothing but strengthen your faith. Sometimes that's just how it is. Like, it's never going to be easy. I heard something like a few weeks ago, right? And they were like, why would the devil attack someone who is already on his team? Tell me that don't make so much sense. Tell me that don't make so much sense. Why would the devil attack someone who is already on his team? Why? And I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm really just trying to learn more about the word, pray more, write more, just be a little bit more in tune with myself and God as well. I think the hardest thing is prayer. It's easy to pray, but it's hard to stay in prayer. Like, it's hard to be consistent with prayer. So, another thing, everyone has been asking me about my relationship between me and Dre, if you guys are new here. So, me and Dre have been together we're going on 10 years in November. And it's been a long time. We've been together since we were 15 and 16. And we have just always, I feel like he's genuinely my person, and I feel like I am his person. And everyone always asks, well, when are you guys gonna have kids? When are you guys gonna get married? And it's like, when we do. That's it. When we do. I feel like there's so much pressure with people that are in relationships to just constantly be moving on to the next chapter, next chapter, next chapter. And I think a lot of people don't understand, when you're with someone for a very long time, especially from a young age, adolescent age, it's like teenage years. It's really you don't actually know what you want, and you don't actually know who you are. So you are going through all of these changes with that same person. So it's a little bit harder, but it is sweeter in the end, of course, because we know each other to the core. But that's what also makes it very hard. We're not the same people that we were when we were 15 and 16. And we're not going to be the same people in the next 5 years. I'm going to be 25 next month, and I'm not the same as I was 5 years ago when I was 20. It's definitely a process. It's a journey. And I feel like we'll get married when we will. That's it. When it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm excited. I'm gonna be excited for when it does happen. As opposed to kids, I think everyone just has this mindset that I don't want kids, because every time they ask me, my face, I give them this face, kids, we ain't even get married yet. But that's my response when I give them that face. But I won't say that. I'll just say, kids, no. That'll be my face. And they'll be like, you don't want any? And I'll be like, no, not right now. Am I supposed to? Did I miss the memo? Why do you have to be with? I feel like in the Black community, we don't see a lot of good examples of having kids with someone and before marriage, and then it being a healthy situation. We don't see that very often. And I kind of don't understand the idea of wanting to have kids with someone, right? Because then when you have your kids with that person, you guys are tied for the rest of your life. But then calling marriage too much. How? I don't get it. I want to be married and have a husband, spend some time with my husband, and then have kids. That is just the way I want to do it. And that's the way I'm going to do it. Okay. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this little life update. Y'all wanted to know where your girl been, and I just kind of wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about that is pretty much, you know, what's been going on. Nothing crazy, really. I've really just been taking a break, y'all. And I think that is exactly what I needed. And I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to come back. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you don't take anything away from this video, then please just remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what people are going through. You can make at least one person have a better day by just smiling or just texting someone that you haven't spoken to for a while but you're thinking about. You know, just be nice, y'all. It's too much going on in the world. Everyone is so mean. People are so mean for no reason. Like, no, be better. Okay, be better. Be nice, be kind to people. God loves you. I thank y'all for tuning in to this video, like I said. And thank y'all for checking on me again because it means a lot. Virtual hugs, virtual hugs. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.